So I'm not gonna lie, this may be the only time in hockey history that I'm gonna sit here in my computer chair, give out a big fist bump and yell woohoo while celebrating this particular player signing a deal. Every other contract he signed, I probably just did not care enough to talk about it. Or maybe we talked about it, but maybe I didn't really absolutely exclaim my excitement for it. Today we're revisiting a report made by Hockey News Hub from last month. This tweet is from August 3rd, 2024. And if you're familiar with Hockey News Hub, they primarily post KHL news and rumors. A lot of stuff from the KHL is usually talked about on this Twitter account first. These guys have a pretty legitimate scoop once in a while. And last month, they spoke about how they were hearing that Tony DeAngelo was apparently going to join SKA St. Petersburg in the KHL. Nothing was concrete yet. Now again, this was from August 3rd, 2024, and there were some replies, like this one from Puck Empire, that go out there and say, hey, Tony DeAngelo has told Puck Empire themselves, aka us, that there is zero truth to the reports that SKA is apparently a destination. The defenseman is looking for an NHL deal for 2024-2025. Hockey News Hub then replied saying release the conversation, and then Puck Empire snarkily replied once more saying delete the tweet. And included is a conversation on Instagram, Tony DeAngelo, any truth to the rumors that you're going over to the KHL? And he said no. They're spreading it like wildfire on Twitter. Listen, if I don't have a deal, I would be open to playing overseas, but I don't have anything like that even close, so I don't know what the heck people are saying. Ha ha. This was a month ago. Hockey News Hub one more time then replied, saying he's focused on an NHL job. I'm sure he is. So was Nikita Gusev every year since going to the KHL. He always ends up in Russia. I'm not deleting crap. And the reason I wanted to bring up this particular drama from August 3rd is because now it is a month and 20 days later, and it turns out Hockey News Hub was correct. They said delete your account. And the reason for that is because SKA St. Petersburg have announced that they have officially signed Tony DeAngelo to a contract in the KHL. Here are the pictures, the guy's got the jersey, and he even has the interview. He's already there in Russia. He spoke to the fellas, he shook their hands, he had the media interview, he spoke to the KHL video broadcasting crew. Tony DeAngelo is now an SKA St. Petersburg player. He has signed a one-year contract with the club, wearing number 24 on his jersey. Now again, when you talk about the issues that Tony DeAngelo has had over the years, racial slurs thrown towards teammates, a whole bunch of other conversations like him getting into fights with his goaltender and being a very kind of difficult personality to deal with, this has been a very unlikable character in the NHL. And I think most people who review the game and talk about the game can acknowledge that there are some parts of his personality that are unlikable. It's only really Frank Seravalli I'm seeing that's going out there and immediately, always, 100% of the time defending this guy with every fiber of his being. It's very weird how Seravalli does that a lot, but other than that, Tony DeAngelo, when you remove all the stuff about his personality, you have yourselves a legitimately talented, offensively minded right-handed defenseman. 5'11", 181, and he's a guy who is just 2 seasons removed from a 51-point season in 64 games played with the Carolina Hurricanes. You go throughout the past few years, 53 points in 68 games with the Rangers, followed up by 1 point in 6 games the year after that. That's the year that he got canned, pretty much. 51 points with the Carolina Hurricanes, followed up by 42 points in the Philadelphia Flyers organization in 70 games played. Then he had himself 11 points in 31 games with Carolina once more. That team was trying to revive his career one more time. It just didn't work out. Now, a legitimately talented, potential #1 offensive D-man in the KHL has now signed with SKA St. Petersburg, and this is awesome for the Montreal Canadiens because SKA is being led by none other than Ivan Demidov on the score sheet, and having DeAngelo setting up Demidov like it's nobody's business is going to be a really good addition. Just think of it like this, right? Ivan Demidov is in SKA. Everybody knows that this isn't really a quote-unquote development year because SKA is not really committed to developing prospects. They're a pro hockey team that wants to win games. That's their existence. That's why they have a team in the KHL. It just so happens that Ivan Demidov is one of, if not the most talented players on the team, and surrounding him with guys that are capable of playing NHL minutes is just going to prepare him even more. Assuming Demidov continues to roll with the punches and continues getting more opportunities, having him set up by Evgeny Kuznetsov and now Tony DeAngelo is gonna be fantastic. Imagine that power play unit. Kuznetsov, Demidov, DeAngelo, and then whomever else you wanted to put on here. Arsenij Gritskyuk, Stefan Falkovsky. There are a whole bunch of guys here. Notable names. Mikhail Grigorenko is also on SKA St. Petersburg. We've talked about him a few times throughout the games here. But Ivan Demidov is now going to have himself an opportunity to be set up by a legitimately talented NHL caliber defenseman. Might I remind you here, Tony DeAngelo didn't get not signed by the NHL teams heading into the free agency period this year because he's not talented. Everybody knows that he is talented. It's just teams place such an emphasis on personality and likability at this point, and while it is reported by Sarah Bailey in particular that Tony DeAngelo is a well-liked teammate, there are so many different things that he has been a part of over the years that add on to the baggage that make him an unattractive personality to have in your locker room environment. Either way, though, he's talented, and this is why I'm saying that I never really like to celebrate these kinds of signings, but hey, if a team believes they're getting a talented player, sometimes they can put aside those personality-related issues that would cause some other teams to not even think about him as an option. And not to disrespect the KHL and the Russian hockey process over there, but you see a lot of these kinds of guys go over to the KHL, right? Not saying that Ivan Demidov or anybody else is that in particular. I mean, they're Russians, right? They're playing in the Russian league. They kind of have an allegiance to the league, at least for now in Demidov's case. Evgeny Kuznetsov, for example, just decided to go back because he wanted to. But at the end of the day, SKA St. Petersburg is getting a very talented guy. This is great for the Montreal Canadiens, and Tony DeAngelo is proving Hockey News Hub correct. Their initial report from a month and 20 days ago has officially came true, that Tony DeAngelo has joined SKA in the KHL. Nothing was concrete as of, 50 days ago, but now the guy has officially signed the deal, and everything is falling into place here. So if you're an SKA St. Petersburg fan, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about Tony DeAngelo signing a deal and playing with your team. What are your thoughts on his arrival on the squad, and how well do you think he'll do? I would not be surprised that even with the 7-game deficit, Tony DeAngelo lights up the KHL. He gets the most points out of all defensemen in the league. He's that good. He's capable of doing that. But do you agree with me? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video, and bye.